wanted to make some sort of top with natural dye. I didn't really want to use chemicals, and plus it's an easy way to recycle things. For this I'm using beetroot, not literal beetroot, the beetroot juice from the supermarket. This is a cotton t-shirt that my friend gave me. You'll want to use a natural fiber t-shirt or garment to dye. It's much easier than synthetic fabrics. Otherwise you'll need a chemical dye for that. So obviously you want to boil the kettle, and this will help encourage the dye to go into your garment. You want to soak it. Personally, I wanted a base color for my t-shirt, so I let it soak in there for like 10-20 minutes. It's like a textiles go-to. You just always make sure that the garment that you're gonna dye is wet. I think it just, I don't know. I can't remember. So as you can see, the water's pretty transparent. I didn't really want to overload it with beetroot juice because I just wanted a very pale pink. You might want to save some of this water for later, just in case you want to undo some mistakes like I did when I came to finish this. Just want to squeeze and wring it out. You want to empty the sink, drain it off, make sure it's all clean so that it's, I don't know, obvious where your t-shirt is. But now you kind of just want to get rid of that water, the extra part that you don't need now. You can now start to experiment with your t-shirt. So as you can see, it's slightly pink. It's not properly pink yet, but that's because, as you can see, I made the water very liquidy. I didn't really make the water liquidy. I made it very thin with the dye. So now that I've wrung it out, I've got my recycled beetroot water here, or juice, whatever you want to call it. I suggest you use something like this, and a soft paintbrush for detail. But the reason I use this instead of just getting regular beetroot is because it's pickled and it has vinegar, and the acidic side of it will help. So the more dye you add and the less water, the darker or lighter it will be. So this is the part really where you can just have some fun with it, kind of experiment, see how strong you want it to be or how light you want it to be. Like later on I'm going to figure out my design for this because, as I said, I wanted it kind of tie-dye. I didn't really plan out what I wanted it to be because it is kind of a dye experiment, and one thing with dye is that it's very unpredictable. So as you can see, it's not very staining, although I did find some beetroot in the bottom of the jar. Obviously we've eaten it all, but you might find a little bit if you're using literal beetroot juice like I am. And I left it for, I think I left it for a good few hours. I didn't really want to wait much longer, but as you can see, it is pink. It's just some parts where the water touched it, it faded out, and it's still quite damp at this point. So I kind of enjoying that it just went straight to pink, and because I left it for a few hours, there's not much liquid in it to rinse out. There's a bit, but it's still pink, and you can see the difference between the sink and the t-shirt. So just bring out any little bits that are left, because this is the part where you've done your experimenting and you kind of want to have a sort of idea in your head. So we're kind of going to sketch it out now, because by the time you finish, it won't look how it started when you were testing it out. I want to make sure there's no extra pink anywhere, no beetroot pieces, and obviously you want to wash your hands because it is beetroot, and beetroot stains everything. So even the clothes that you're wearing, you might end up with a few splashes if you are chucking a lot on it. So back to the jar again. As you can see, my hands are a little bit pink, which I did not realize until I finished. But I wanted splatter paint marks really free with it. So this took forever, it seems. I kind of got bored halfway through, and it was just, I've had enough, just chuck it on. And then obviously you need to turn it over and do the other side. But it's up to you, because you could just leave one side, or you could just chuck a whole bunch of it all over. If you want to thin it out a little bit, you could use some of the beetroot juice, water, more like water, from before. And then I just left it for an hour after that, just to come back, see how it was doing. It fades into the rest of it because the t-shirt is still quite damp right now, so it's kind of like running into the rest of the t-shirt rather than having clear splatter marks. Obviously leave it overnight, because then it will dry out a bit and some of the splatter marks will stay. If your t-shirt has been creased, it will stay in those areas more. And yeah, take a quick look at it, because it's not, like I said, it's not how it was before when I put all the splatter marks on it, but I kind of wanted the layering effect, which is why I'm doing it again. And I just, at this point, because I knew that it wouldn't, like if I put one splatter mark there and one splatter mark there, I knew it would start to run. But the t-shirt is quite dry now, so the stronger that you want it, like I said before, the more it will stay. So that's why I'm going over it again. It's like the third time I've laid it. Then you want to put it out to dry. Just enjoy it drying. Then I found when I put it on the radiator, because it started to rain outside, I got these little teeth marks on it. So I tried to correct it with some water, and then I found that I had watermarks on it, which looked quite pretty. But these didn't really stay a lot. Like obviously the back, where I tried to rectify the radiator marks, I've got like this giant kind of wing impression on the back, whereas on the front it's just splashes everywhere. I actually quite like it. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. A tip for girls in particular, if you cut a little V into a t-shirt, it makes it so much more feminine. But this here is where the dye went and made stronger marks. But yeah, cute little here, and then I put some extra dye. I painted it onto the collar just to give it like a little touch, because I didn't really like it just being splatter marks everywhere. And the final part is you will need to iron it. Obviously this is a natural dye. It's not like a chemical dye. It's not like when you're dyeing your hair. So you will need to hand wash it gently, only when you need to wash it. It's a bit of a tricky one because you can't just chuck it in the washing machine. You have to wash it by hand, because obviously, as you saw when it got the teeth marks from the radiator, as soon as I put water on it, it changed the pattern. So it's kind of like an unpredictable method. But yeah, iron it and seal in the dye. And then it's pretty much done.